Postman, city, hood, click. Let's go. What's going on with you, Pat Rat?
Oh man, everything is good. How's my brother?
Man, I'm doing great, man. We're a little delayed today, man, but for those who don't know, I am Professor Melly Mill. That is FRE in the house, aka Fat Ratty Bob.
Yes,
We in
sir.
it, man. This is not a glorification or the glamorization. It's always an education. Man, I say, man, get on the bus and let us take you to school, man. We in here. Um, it's been a few days we've been on, and as you see the title, Blood in the Streets. It's been a few days we've been on, and Blood in the Streets. Exploring the intersection of gang violence in LA. I think that is something that we need to talk about in depth, and I want to get a few people in on it. Do you hear me echoing or anything?
Yeah, it was an echo. It sounded like it stopped though on its own.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to make stuff. But how's your day going, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. Shout out to the mailroom goons. Everything is everything, man. I'm going through
Man,
the
the
same
mailroom goes,
process.
man. Shout out to Marlena Williams, Postmaster General, and everybody, E Money, and everybody that's in the chat. Let me see. Let me get a shout out to everybody before we go. Marlena Williams, Postmaster RDL, E Money, True Floridian, OG Bam was in the house. That front channel, would it be like Bam?
Salute to my big bro, man.
We appreciate you guys, man. Again, this is not a glorification or the glamorization of the education. Get on the bus and let us take you to school. So when this dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the person at 15. Welcome to the mailroom. You come in and take a look at your mind. We got Fat Ratty Bob in the house. Shortly, we'll be joining, maybe be joined by Avalon Blue and Malik, the Peacemaker. With that being said, so you see the title that Blood in the Streets, exploring the intersection of gang warfare. But how we've been enduring this for quite some time, brother. And I don't know how much longer we can tolerate or go through these things, but as something that has definitely has to change. And I'm being when I say this, I'm being intellectually honest, man, because it is the insurgents that we must add up, a new ethos. Ethos meaning that the rise and spread of a new set of beliefs, uh, principles, and values within our communities, because the ones that's been in place haven't been working for us, bro. So evidently, I think maybe we need to add something like what the Black Panther had, a 10-point program or something. Maybe adopt something from the Nation of Islam or some other structure that could give us something more solid than what we're working with, right? And the grammatical formulation that some of these people that come on these podcasts or even I ain't gonna even call them podcasts because they're not podcasts, there are actually YouTube shows and gossip and where they do gossip, deception, dissension, and degradation. And then a lot of them are just talking head on the internet saying anything and everything, right? And they have the grammatical formulation, the structure of how they speak. We can't continue to use death talk in our conversation because it's death talk. All they talk is death. They're not bringing nothing of substance, nothing of value. They're not exchanging nothing that we can, grab that we can feel like we got something here, right? I try to be different from that. I don't do a whole lot of reaction for particular reasons, and I definitely don't do the gossip. I try to go in and do research science. I look at mathematics, physics, biology, chemistry, and I try to stay within that framework because I think that's best can give me the answers that I'm searching for if I stay within that framework. But I want to give it to you. What's your thoughts on the blood in the streets, bro?
Man, that's interesting as hell, man. That's what I've been on for the last week. We got a soul problem, right? We
Uh
lost our we really done lost our soul and we're not realizing that's what happened. Right? So I
huh.
was I was given a I was giving a an observation about remembering Raymond Washington, Tookie, all the original homies, Mac Thomas, right? And
Uh
then how that went into that was the Crips, right? And I just want to isolate it to the Crips. It's a gang culture that is a death culture now, right? Mm-hmm. But to isolate it on the Crip thing, right? Remember, there were all these other areas in the city, right? That co-opted the Crip part. They were already doing X, Y, and Z, right? But they became Crips, and that made them part of a larger thing than they little neighborhoods, right? So it was the big C and everything else subordinated to the big C, right? And the big C was, like you always say, man, that was started by 15, 16-year-olds, right? And it lacked structure in its infancy, right? And then there were attempts to go grab structure, right? And then because of our lack of intelligence or our lack of preparation to deal with like evolving and growing, we had a lack of understanding, so we weren't able to grow or evolve at the rate we had the potential to, right? So we never
the maturity never came.
We didn't come. We wasn't ready. You can't, you know, us Bartles and James, man, didn't sell no wine before it's time, man.
Right.
Remember that? It wasn't time. Anything done out of season will bear no fruit. We can't have an expectation that it was supposed to bear fruit done at the wrong time, right? So, but the thing I said about the original Homeboys is to remember, man, what they did. You can never forget the value of how they set that off. So they came to inspire that we be fearless. They came, you got to look at them and say they're a force that went out into our communities to make us fearless when fear was a prevailing idea. We were scared as hell of everything coming at us. We didn't have no kind of real response to it. Even you could say the businessmen and the Slauson boys and all of that before us, right? Their response to the spook hunters wasn't like ours, right? When the Crips came to, you know, to birth, right? It was about force and power, right? That's what it was about. It initially began to be like, ain't no punk shit allowed around here. Excuse my French, but what did I do? Oh, there I go. Ain't no punk stuff allowed around here, right? And they were repelling all of the punk stuff. Like, you got to be strong. You got to get jumped in. You becoming a part of something bigger than yourself. So we're going to call the Crips for the purpose of a business conversation. We're going to call them Group A. Right? And when you join on the Group A and then you get your own little name within Group A, right? You don't become Group B. You become Group A, 1A, Group A, 2A, 3A, 500A, right? Because you're still under the banner of Group A. You don't, unless you do like what Texas considered, and you got to look at it this way. Remember when Texas considered seceding from the United States to become their own country?
Yes.
Now imagine Texas as a country fighting China, fighting Russia. You ain't gonna fare well. You understand what I'm saying? Militarily, you're not gonna fare well. So you got these splinter groups that are really splintering on for not following the original Group A structure, right? And it was like I said, any business, when you set it up, you need to come back to the table to do a reevaluation, like you just said, a reassessment. As you just said, we need to come back to the table and redo some of this stuff, because it started off, and it did in its first stage, it served its purpose. Because in the city, in the county of Los Angeles, right, all these different sets, right, ain't no punk sets. It may be some punks within each and every individual set, but then that's their individual problem to resolve, right? But as a set, ain't no punks. Ain't no more punks. So we can't keep approaching it about the punk stuff, because you got to work out your inner problems within your set. But as far as the whole, and say it, the whole of Crips and all of the different gangs and sets, ain't no punks. Ain't no one of them you going to just say, do something over there, and there won't be a retaliation or a response from that set. Follow me? So that purpose of removing the fear from the areas, right, is done. We got the fear out. That part of it is done. So now, this is what I likened it to, man. I went there. I said, okay, because I don't believe it was for no purpose that they did that. And when I see the fearless push of the homies, the original homeboys, I begin to see the purpose of being involved with gangs in the first place. Something has to happen that's going to be kind of hard to digest, right? Kind of difficult to understand, but it's going to happen in such a way that it moves you out of the realm of being fearful into the realm of being fearless. What kind of push does it take to make a man, a community, a city, a culture like that? I don't think anything other than gangs and can do that. In that time, I don't see anything other than gangs rising up that can do that.
You're right.
So I do see purpose in it. But now we're lost now because we haven't matured to the next stage. And then in that next stage, once you become fearless, what do you associate or join yourself on to empower yourself as a fearless force? You can't just be a fearless force and be reckless, right? Because you self-destruct. If you don't get instructions, you'll self-destruct, right? So the next step, I went, when you don't have guidance, right? And you're lost, the best thing you can have is a tour guide, right? And I say that scripture, people have gotten away because of the misinterpretation and the misuse of scripture and the use of it to do indoctrination, almost like that movie, The Book of Eli. I need that damn book, man, because with that book, misused, you can control people. You can make people docile and, you can use people, right? So, but you can also, with a proper interpretation, right, you can empower people. So I said, where are we? If I was to look for gangs and I'm looking for guidance and I wanted to get gang guidance in the Bible, I was like, is it in the Bible? It has to be. And I found it. You know where it's at?
Where?
Dry bones in the valley.
Dry bones in the valley.
You remember the dry bones in the valley?
I do.
Look at the dry bones valley in the valley story, and you're talking about the remains of a once mighty set as a whole. Because the whole crypt thing used to be this mighty set. But now it's dead. It's full of bones, right? That have not necessarily physically died, right? But that's a metaphor. Because you're not productive. You're not producing anything. You're not associated or joined on to anything that's progressive, that's moving you forward, right? Life has to be moved forward. So where are you right now? You're like dry bones in the valley. But what happened to the dry bones in the valley? What was the purpose for the dry bones in the valley? What did they end up becoming? Right? There was some winds that began to blow on the dry bones in the valley. Right now, we're talking about the winds. You're talking about the bloodshed, the death culture, the lack of productivity, the lack of structure, right? The misogyny, right? The miseducation, all of these things that are ill affecting the Crips, the gangs, right? That's the winds. The winds are circumstances that are blowing on the bones, and the bones are beginning to rattle. They're starting to shake. This is all like scripture. It's like they starting to shake, and now you're starting to see the rattling of the bones. But ultimately, what happened to the bones? They stood up and became an exceedingly great army. So army. Go ahead.
Let me put it in chronological times and bring it to where, in layman terms.
Go ahead.
At one time, if they came for one of us, all of us showed up.
Come on now.
You hear what I'm saying,
Come
Blue?
on now.
I'm going to go Avalon Blue to the
Shout out to Blue.
chat.
He froze for a second.
Blue. He froze.
Yeah, he froze. He about to come out and come in. There you go.
Did you hear what I said, Blue?
What'd you say? I hear you. What'd you say?
We was talking about dry bones in the valley, but I put it in layman terms. At one time, in his infancy or in his beginnings, if you came for one of us, all of us showed up.
Yeah. Yeah. We was all concerned, man. But that's when before the internet and we had physical emotions for each other, bro. Hung with each other, man. Had emotional connections. Now, between the internet, it ain't nothing but a like and a view. So, we gotta get back to having emotional attachments to each other. So that's the only way we all come outside.
Yeah,
Something happened to
because
them.
we
We all,
can't let electronics control our lives. I mean, because most of us, the electronics are controlling people's lives, and they don't have the emotional connection or the live human experience. You're right.
but if the
Go ahead.
internet scare you from coming outside, you ain't gonna know the difference between reality and the internet.
But I also want to drop this in because you made this famous quote, and I got to say it, I can't never say it enough. It's too much drip in the crib. That's Babylon Blue right there.
Yes, sir.
He said,
Too much
he
dripping in
said,
your
Melly
crippin',
Mel,
man.
it's too much drip in the crib. You look at
Yeah.
all these skinny jeans and these drawers. Hey,
Yeah, dude got price tags hanging out the back of their pants. They got purses on, calling them fanny packs. I know a person when I see a purse.
Wow.
I know a person when I see a purse.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The young generations, man, they dress coded like hippies. They part of the they part of the Rainbow Coalition.
not to,
A lot of that colors we never wore growing up. We didn't wear no pink shirts and no. That's considered soft to us. Our daddies won't let us wear no stuff like that. But you keep taking the daddy out the house, the kids gonna get softer and softer, more feminine and feminine, more emotional and emotional.
shout to Ronald Green, RDL. Uh, you correct, Blue. How's your evening going? Nice sunrise or I mean,
Oh,
sunset.
me, Melly Mill. I'm at the park, man, with my son. You know what I mean? By the playground, ready to get ready for football practice with the kids. Make sure all the parents come up here, man, feel safe, man, being parents of their kids, man, without feeling threatened by any riffraff. So OG come with a job description. So I'm just doing my job.
That's it, man. Tell him again. OG coming what?
It come with a job description, man. I'm just doing my job. You know
That's
what I mean?
it, man.
Take care of the hood. I might have had on Maybach, or I might can't rhyme, but dudes like you, Melly Mill, make me still feel valid, man. So appreciate it.
Man.
Like
It,
I say, man, there's a lot of unsung heroes, man. So Melly Mill, I got my nonprofit, right? It's
Oh
called
yeah.
Your Favorite Uncle Foundation.
your favorite Uncle Foundation.
Instead of Avalon Blue, man, last time Tune went to God, he leveled up. So I gotta level up too. So he went up to God, I went to professionalism. So I told the homies, we all gonna grab each other by the shoulder, and we gonna take one step level up. We all hope we all level up together. You know what I mean? I don't want to leave nobody, so I want all of us level up together, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so that is how I am, Belly Mill. And you know, I'm just tired of the internet putting the black guy on the OG's name. They got it looking like pimps, characters. They never, OGs told us to do the right thing. We just didn't listen. So it's not like they just let us run into the brick wall. They tried to warn us. They did. But that's why we love them so much to this day, man. The one that tried, man. I tell my little homies, I said, cuz, the last thing I want you to do, bro, is to be laying in that bed at 5 o'clock count. If you blessed to have your soups swelling up in a bowl while you hoping they pass you some mail, I said, I don't want you, bro,
That's a
at
cold
sometime
feeling right
rewinding your
there,
life
man.
as a free person. Rewinding your life as a free person, saying that Blue told you something that was wrong while you was a kid. And you land on the bunk because I said something or I didn't say something. So I say, I want to be on the right side of your memory bank, bro, every time, bro. So when you try to say the hood took you under, I want to say as a man, as a friend, bro, I tried to stop you from running that brick wall, bro. So hey, don't say that we took you down. Don't say the big homies ain't all the big homies didn't try. So I just try to make sure the homies don't be up under the sheet.
Hey, bro, this the mere mention of a soup swell. I ain't never ate a soup in prison,
What?
right?
So who
No,
who would you, Mr. Finicky?
No, it was just the whole prison and the soup thing. It just
So what? You had
something
that
about.
rice, man. You had that rice, huh?
Yeah, I had rice, but
Yeah,
I was
you
in
one of them
Feds
brothers
too, so
with the rice and the yeah,
we had a
yeah,
lot of
y'all.
different varieties, right?
Yeah, y'all was
But what I'm
classic.
saying, just to see you mention that and then vision in my head a soup swelling up in a bowl while I'm waiting up for standing count, which happened across the country, usually between 4 and 5 o'clock. Everybody that's in prison is standing up.
Laying down they bunk with quiet time.
Now you don't lay down in the feds; they want you stand. They want to make sure you're breathing.
Oh, in the state, you can
Standing
lay,
count.
you can stand up, but you know what I mean. The state they about to do you like that, but like I say, but that's the most time, bro, that that a person, that an inmate had time to pause and reflect, and that hour, and in the whole day, he might not have that solid quiet time hour to pause and reflect, bro. I don't want you to pause and reflect, homie, and have Avalon Blue on your mind, bro, as the person that told you something wrong when you was a kid and
Let's
you
at
growing up,
least Blue, Malik,
huh?
Fat Rat. There's at least 2 or 3 things I don't want to hear ever again. That's yard recall. Get ready for standing count and get ready for chop.
Chow
Nah,
time.
I
I
don't
heard
never
that.
want to hear that ever again.
Amen. But you know some though, man. It's crazy how other YouTubers, man, instigate death on YouTube, bro. They trying to set people to hear that noise. It's crazy.
Well, we were just talking about the grammatical formulation of structure of how people speak, and they continue to use death talk to have conversations on YouTube.
You know
And
they
I
don't
want
understand.
Malik to speak about I want to give Malik a chance to speak about the death talk
Talk
because
to him.
the death talk is the dead homies on hood, gang gang. You know, that language is something about that language that's just not right for me. Now, maybe they may better understand why they use it. I don't know, but it doesn't work for me.
Hey, not to cut you off, but hey, Melly Mill, you know, when I went to prison and the YNs started using that phrase on the dead homies, right? I take offense to that, right? So not this year, a year before last, bro, I made a cross, blue crosses, with all my homeboys' name on them, all the hood moms. And when I put them in the park, bro, that joint, hey, it stretched out a nice distance. And I told the little homies, I said, cuz, when you put on the dead homies, is it really worth all them? I just want you to see when you say, well, this $5 bet, is it worth all them crosses right there over $5 on the dead homies? Those all the homies, that's your homies right there. That's their daddy, that's their granny, that's their cousin. Is it all worth you sending for $5 on all their lives for $5 bet, bro? So when they seen the head count, how many homies we got, rest in peace, they don't say it no more. I said, you joined the hood last year. You don't got no dead homies. Let me tell you about my dead homies. You putting it all on because you joined my community. Hold on, bro. There's a lot of them, bro. It ain't worth no $5 argument.
Peace to
Malik,
the
what
black
can you
dog.
add to that?
Peace to the gods.
Yes, sir.
Pete,
Peace to Brother Lou and the crew. And of course, Postman Mail. You know the postman always ring twice, so I'm honored to answer the bell. But on the contrary, I feel that y'all 100% absolutely right. That was a good analysis by Brother Blue, and I've been listening to y'all piping. That's why I came up with a phrase called "put that on the live homies." Because at least if you put it on the live homies, I can call Blue and verify your story. I can't verify your story in the dead homies. And you got to stop calling on them spirits like that because you'll become one of them.
Yes, sir.
So when you call on them spirits like that, they might want you to come to Hood Day in another location. So what we got to do is you got to understand one thing. And Mel and I have had this discussion. This all stems from the era, metaphorically speaking, of the Jerry curl. Because the
The Cherry
crime
Curl.
that came along with the Jerry curl and the transformation of human beings and the mindset of people during that era, you can do a college, it was the dissertation on that because it encompasses fueling the prison industrial complex, the breaking up of families, CIA and crack cocaine. You know, it runs the gamut when it comes to
it's
the
chemical
effect.
warfare.
Yeah, and not only the chemical warfare, but then you have the
Biochemical.
biological warfare to go with it. You know, the HIV,
Biochemical.
the AIDS. things of that nature. And then, back when we was growing up, the worst you can get was a shot in the ass off a Slauson in Maine if you got sick. Now they got
Well,
incurable diseases or biological
I'm gonna
weapons of
say this
mass.
again that a untrained mind is a source of chaos, doubt, fear, lack, and scarcity. And I want to give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. Hold on just a second. I don't know if I can pull it up. I can't. I forgot. I can't for some reason.
Hey, Melly Mel. When
Yes.
I first met Malik, right? When I heard that man speak in the open, bro, he had me so flabbergasted. I said, when I'm with him, I have nothing to say. He got it.
Not true.
Hey, you remember
Not
Malik?
true.
When I first went to a meeting with him, bro, when I first started this intervention, I've been knowing Malik since I started intervention. When I heard him pop it, when I heard a professional popper, I
Not
looked at this little dude. I said, I talk a lot. I said, I have nothing to say. He got it.
That's,
When a person make me say, I don't got nothing to say, let him talk. Oh, you better believe you can hear a show. And he
well,
gave it to him.
I'm just a reflection of you, but I'll never forget that time you told me two things. You said, Malik, the problem is, see, and I use this word very loosely, niggas didn't invest into their real name that their mama gave them. They invested into their hood name so that nobody know them and they didn't leave no imprint on the earth. That's the first thing you told me.
Yeah.
Then one day you spent around, you told me, you said, Malik, because he very seldom will call you cuz if you're not part of that tribe. He said, Malik, cuz we need to get a holiday strictly for niggas. I said, what? Not black men, he said for niggas. So niggas can come together and meet their quota as far as unity's concerned. He told me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And guess what?
What's that?
Fast back forward to Mr. What's the gentleman's name? Charleston White. He
Yeah.
tried to use that particular metaphor when he describing rappers when he say, I'm not going to call you by your rap name, but by your government or your mother given name. And Blue is absolutely right. We have to teach these brothers to not let their children inherit, if it is such a thing, the curse of being a little Malik or a
Yeah.
little
Hey,
Shootamite. Or
hey, by the way, my baby boy named Malik. My baby boy is named
Allahu
Malik.
Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Imagine that. My son.
Allahu Akbar. Imagine
King,
that,
brother.
baby.
Hey, so they get to talking. I said, okay, go on, say it, son. Go on, say it. I know the first Malik. He gonna say something sharp. Go on, say it.
Hey, Blue, you gotta understand one thing. Most of us, and I can speak independent of everyone else because I have that reservation, but we're not only compulsive talkers for the right reasons, but we're compulsive thinkers as well. So
Exactly,
when you're in a
exactly. We can think on
capacity
our
like
feet.
us, yeah, when you're in a capacity like us, you have to upload the information and then verbally regurgitate or disseminate it back so that you can make room for other status and other data in your mind because it's all in the data. So what
See
we're dealing
me,
with
see
now,
me.
hmm?
I gotta go hear what you said and translate it into the homie language where the YNs can understand it. I'm just a translator.
Well, let me make it easy for you. You got to go fuck with them niggas you fuck with and tell them, hey man, the shit that you got in your mind, you got to move it out the way so you can make room for new shit.
That's what I'm
But
talking about. They got it. They got. Hey, Malik. Anything else you said, they might don't grasp that. So they got it. You know what I mean? You got to give it to them like an uncle's supposed to.
well, they say you got to speak to the people in the language in which they understand, and you can't feed a baby a steak. You got to breastfeed them. But what I will say, and I salute and commend Mr. Brother Cartoon
Oh yeah.
for
Oh
his
yeah.
is accepting the challenge to change and to be an example to his community, not only through the dialogue that he had leading up to his physical, his spiritual transition into a better way of thinking and a better way of representing his people, but also the fact that he had consistency. So they say in the good book, they say, what is it that God loves most about a man or woman? That in which you're most consistent with. So if you a gangbanger, be the best gangbanger they got. If you a pimp, be the best pimp they got. If you a Mac, be the best Mac they got. If you interventions, be the best they got. But be consistent with it. And that brother was consistent with what he was with while he was with it, but I didn't see him leading too many people down the wrong road. He kept trying to cast his pearls to individuals based on his own personal experience. Because you cannot go from a prison institution as he managed in a real plantation in Alabama, wherever he at, and then deal with the plantation of Los Angeles, and then be responsible for a tribe of people that want you to lead by example. And then the
Right.
way you saluted that brother on his way out the door, that wasn't just a plea. What that was a reflection of what you really felt in the people that you really feel, and y'all gave brothers an opportunity to find a way out. Because the only way out of this situation right here used to be death or the penitentiary. Now you're letting brothers get away with just going back to the Most High God. That's beautiful.
People, I told you, bro. I said, man, the homies know I do YouTube, bro, and they want me to say something to you, bro,
Shout out to
about your
DJ
video.
Vegas.
And I told him, I said, bro, whatever things that I don't like what you said, I'm gonna say to you as a friend, not on the internet. We don't get down like that, bro. So, that's my boy. That's my first crimey. That's the first one. The Timothy Alley went chest with. You know what I mean? But I'm happy for his transition, man. Whatever it takes for a man to be free, I'm with that, bro. The man to be happy, I'm with that, bro. I'm with that, bro. And I told him, bro, you got an honorable discharge.
That was beautiful. I like the way you said that.
Because again, bro, I respect the dude who say I'm not with this life no more, than hanging around and then being a rat to find out he wasn't with it after he told. So I respect the man to say, homie, I'm cool and I don't want to hurt the team and go about his business, than just hanging around being like a leaf and just hurting the team and ain't doing shit. And then when shit happen, you tell.
Well, let me tell you this, brother. There's three type of motherfuckers in the world. Excuse me, beloved public. I didn't mean to let that out because most people that curse consistently just don't read enough to stay current. But there's three type of people in the world. There's those that make it happen, those that watch it happen, and those that don't know what the fuck is happening. So
Right.
you got to pick what side you on. And when it comes to brothers like that, I've been one for a long time because I've been wanting to get them on Wild Moguls and some more shows, but I've been wanting to do this before I let y'all take the platform again. Uh,
He put the three claps on
What's up, Foundation?
him.
Right.
Hey Malik, did you
I
hear the
didn't say
build?
it since before because I didn't know, but since he done retired from South Central's finest,
Right. He's still doing that though.
what's up,
Hey, 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 hey,
Foundation?
hey,
Boy, I
hey,
just
hey,
I
hey,
don't want to
hey,
say
Malik,
that.
hey, Malik. So when the homie went on the YouTube, went on the internet, right, and the dude about him doing 20 years in Alabama, people used to call me like, "Who is him, Blue? Who is that?" Right? And I say, "That was the homie who pulled up with the bullet holes in the car." Yeah. That's the one with the Delta 88. You know what I
So
mean?
man,
That's the dude that you ride up a Main Street and you will see the hood struck up in the odd place and his name under it. That's him. That's him. That's him.
so meanwhile, we still got blood in the streets,
Right. We do.
exploring the intersection of gang violence. How
Well,
do we?
well, before you ask how do we clean that up, first of all, there has never not been blood in the streets of America. The word gang is the word they use to stamp the check. That's poverty. That's poverty blood in the streets. That's because a man, they said it's better to kill a man than to leave him in poverty or incarcerate him. So we have to get out of that mindset that that's a gang because that's a gang of bullshit. What it is poverty and marginalization. That's what it is. And until we address it from a social perspective, and we'll get to the solution because we always say there's no simple solutions, only intelligent choices. So when you
True.
see that type of activity taking place, we must remove ourselves from being categorically speaking to being more specific and address the issue for what it is. Because nothing beats a gun like a job. I've never met a gang mother. I've been to 300 plus gang related funerals. I've never met a mother or father that was the mother or father of a child that was in a tribe from one of these neighborhoods, and they told them to go out and do a drive-by. Not even mamas that was from them hoods in my
Well, the
life.
other and the other issue I take issue with the other thing that's on the internet is the gossip, deception, dissension, and degradation that certain individuals spread each and every day on the internet. Wake
But when
up
you
in the
take the
morning.
mark of the beast, that happens. So that's just what that is. Because
Mhm.
pressure make the best diamond so it can shed light in all directions, Mel. So when we dealing with them type of mindsets, one thing I did learn from Michelle Obama, because I'm not an Obama fan or a Trump fan, I'm just a man. But she said when they go high, when they go low, you go high. So when you see that type of activity on there, you know they still looking for the Messiah, and that's covert opportunities, man. That ain't nothing but crack cocaine put in the form of a human being.
But you know something though, man? You know, I think it's time for OGs to stand up and stop accepting their sons being their cellies later on in life. Stop accepting the bad news over the phone. Stop accepting the phone calls their nephews is high on meth and defend their families. Meaning, shot callers call a fucking shot.
Damn. Say it again, Blue. They didn't hear you.
You hear me? Everybody want to be this. They want to be big man on the yard and shot call this, run the car. Well, call a fucking shot.
Well, I can tell you this
You feel
much.
me, dog? You feel me, dog? Because my opinion, bro. You know, I'm an interventionist, and I feel that intervention world need to be more outside. If you my friend, local Mike, Swanee, Flavin, Villain, my friends, you my friend outside. The world need to see that we friends outside. They need to see their big homies talking to each other, bro. Because I tell the homies this here. All the four trays and the four deuces that we beef with, when I send my childhood friends, we speak. We glad to see each other made it. And I tell my friends that I go back with certain dudes as kids. But the other dudes from other sets gotta say the same thing. Don't have me tell my friends that I go back with you, but you not man enough to tell your friends you go back with me. A lot of people, homie, is Judas, bro. They don't want to tell their new friends who their old friends was. They don't want to tell their friends who was in their homeroom and watching high school. They don't want to say who's in their PE class at Horseman. So they deny their old friends with their new friends. So what I tell my homies, bro, I don't deny my friends for new friends, bro. We friends.
Man,
So
I experienced that in 1971, 72, going to junior high. My first year there was 71. And
damn, Melly said junior high, you the junior high school in 71, Melly
yeah, and there was
I
no
was born in
gangs, right?
71, Melly Mel.
Huh?
I was born in 71, Melly Mel. You tell me you was in junior high school. I was just the
So the following year, Fat Rat Blue, I'll come back. Now there's been a paradigm shift. The Pyrus are there. So all the guys that was my friends in 71 is no longer my friends in 72
Ooh.
because I rode the bus. So therefore I must be a Crip because I ride the bus. Not that I said I was a Crip, not that you see any indication that I was a Crip, but due to the simple fact I was bused to the school,
They knew you
I
weren't from
must
around
be
here.
a Crip.
You ain't from around here.
What's your thoughts, Fat Rat?
I was wanting Malik in that, man, because yeah, I did knowledge born on what we was talking about. I got to finish that point, man.
Go ahead.
The dry bones in the valley, man,
Okay.
and what they became, and how I associate that with us as Crips and Bloods and the communities we live in, and how they stood up after the winds blew them to be an exceedingly great army, right? And that's a vision for the Crips and the Bloods and the gangs in the LA County primarily, right? Is to begin to see how you could eventually play into the part of becoming an army, right? For the defense of the communities that we've devastated, right? Who more qualified than to come back to where the place you devastated to defend it? Like when you say, Blue, I'm an interventionist now. I understand how to do intervention because I was the problem. And now I'm being the solution, right? I'm very tuned into what that means. So it's a perspective I'm giving, Mill, when I say, man, when you lost, you need a guide. You need to be guided out of the area you're lost in, right? To the place that you're trying to get to. As a community, in large, all of us, right? We need that type of guidance. You ain't gonna get that from no individual. Ain't nobody that sharp, right? So you gotta take guidance from those who are the most qualified to lead and guide, right? And I found that in scripture associated with, and that's why I wanted you at, Malik, because I'm doing knowledge born. I want you to do the precise for me, man, because I'm saying there's an association, right, directly with the dry bones in the valley and how the winds blew them, winds being those circumstances that would shake them up and make them have to make a different decision. And then they would stand up and be a exceedingly great army. But and then when you go to the precise, you could do what that army would really become and what for, right? But I see it that way, like it. And I'm saying that to say, if we don't get the perspective right, that this gang banging and this cripping and blood and all that we've done and reaped all this havoc on our communities, right? And we don't see an end in sight. Like we talking about blood in the streets, and we don't see an end in sight for the blood in the streets. We don't see a purpose in sight for the blood in the streets. What the hell are we doing it for?
Well, but you know something though,
What?
Fat Rat? Fat
Yeah,
Rat, I hear you, big dog, but the only my problem is, bro, when the homies mature up, they leave, cuz, and they don't come back to the hood, bro.
that's bad.
I tell people, bro, it's levels to this stuff, bro. After OG is called grown ass man. So when you become a grown ass man, you can't come back and show other homies what a grown man look like,
Right.
because obviously they daddy not showing it to them.
They
So
become
what? You can't
they
you
become
can't
apathetic, Blue.
you can't go. You can't be working and be a grown ass man. They coming back to the hood as your nickname. I say,
But I'm
bring
saying
Mr. Johnson, bring Mr. Johnson with you, C-Dog. Don't be C-Dog over here. And when you at home on the west side or in the San Marino Valley, you Mr. Johnson. No, bring Mr. Johnson to the hood with you, bro.
you got
Because you got to
reverberation in your
understand,
mic, Blue.
a lot of
You
homies,
got some
when they
sound in
spill
your
their
mic.
feet and they relocate and they
There
be
you go.
mature adults, when they come back to the hood, they want to backslide and act like yesterday. No, homie, come back and show the growth.
But see, that's part. If you read the story of the dry bones in the valley, and I recommend we all go back and read it again, because one of the conditions in the dry bones in the valley is that they were saying all hope is lost. Right? We don't even have any hope right here, right? And that's what I'm saying. If you don't see a value in yourself as being associated with whatever the set is, the gang, the Bloods, the Crips, whatever your set is, right? Your gang, your turf. If you don't see an end in sight for the negative connotation and stigma that's been associated with it, what the hell do I want to be associated with it anymore for? Until I begin to see a value in it, I'm going to abandon it. What choice do I have? Right?
So when we go back, Fat Rat, cuz we would go back and you see them old flicks, cuz on Rip Riders, right?
Right.
You see men cripping. It wasn't a lot of boys. You see men outside. See, the problem is boys outside, not the men outside. Sometimes the men gotta come outside. I'm not coming outside to be BS, but bro, for 20 years, Fat Rat, I've been outside every day, bro. If I'm not working on everything, bro, I'm right here at South Park and you're not ditching in the set. For
Talk to
20 years, Fat Rat, I'm outside. At 3 o'clock, 3:30, I'm right here on 51st, making sure that nobody getting their motherfucking chain snatched, pocket checked. That 300 backpack that you bought your kids smell like a leather basketball, and I'm gonna make sure he make it home with it. As a big homie in the name of Crip. Now I know nonprofit. I'm a
right.
Babylon Crip. You hear me? A big
Right.
homie making sure you safe, bro. We was the original heroes in the community.
Right.
I'm just getting back to the basics, bro. I'm the dude. If you get a good report card, go give you that $25 for that good report card, bro.
Right.
But if your mama call me and tell me that you're a hometown punker, I'm the first one to put my foot in your ass too.
Right.
So the big homies gotta come outside, bro. And the big homies, fuck trying to get along with the kids. Leave. Stop trying to blend in. Leave. There's so many dudes that's inside don't come outside. The old man trying to blend in with the kids, wearing these skinny jeans, dressing like them.
Right.
He not accepting this age bracket and dressed like a grown man. He dressed like a kid. So that's why the shit ain't stopping, because he don't want to act mature. He would have fit in with the kids.
He wouldn't be the right person for the job anyway. If
Exactly,
that's
but I'm
his
saying,
mindset.
but right,
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
but we need
Yes,
some
sir.
real solid
Yes,
men
sir.
outside who gonna speak the truth. Not, I tell my homies this, bro. I tell you the same thing I tell my son, bro. If I want you to go to college, if I want my son to go to college, I'm gonna say the same thing to you, bro. If I want my son to get his ass, I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna say the same thing to you, bro. What I'm not gonna do is tell my son to go to college and tell you to go to prison.
Right.
That's what I'm not going to do. So it need to be more men come out here, bro, and stand on that shit because they think it won't come to their house. See, people, they think that karma won't come to them.
I want
You
I
don't
want
you don't show
to
concern for your neighbor when they going through hard times. You best believe we don't pay attention to you when your turn comes.
I want you both to take a look at this clip I got, and and you don't have to react to it or say anything, but I still want you to look at it because I think it's important to what we're talking about. Because there's a certain type of behavior in all our communities, and it seems to be the blueprint. But here we go. Let's look at it.
Hey, hey, Stowboy Blue, look, check this out. On my mama, nigga, let's get in. You feel me? Like you went on there on this mainstream platform popping it. Let's get down, fool. Let's get down. On my mama, I'ma show you what it's like, bro. I'ma show you what your sleep number is, nigga. On the dead homies. You keep screaming out 6-0 and all that. I'ma show you your sleep number. I'ma program it at 6 on Hoover, nigga. You gonna go out. On my mama. Hey, Adam 22, set the fade up. Set the fade up. It's too much talking with these niggas on this internet, nigga. I'm already putting demos down. Nigga, on the dead homies, I'm really beating on niggas. It's really that. Nigga, line it up. Stewboy Blue, nigga, let's go. On my mama, let's go. Nigga, let's do it. Let's squabble for charity or whatever you want to do, nigga. On verse, I'm ready to put one of you niggas out. Really ready to whoop one of you niggas. ATM Richie, what's up, bro? Let's get in. King Pill, what's up? Let's get in. On my mama, nigga, let's get in. I'm ready to squabble all you niggas. Dead homies, King Pill, what up? Nigga, on my kids, what up, King Pill? Nigga, I'll fuck you up. What up, nigga?
Lock the door.
I'm gonna say this again: an untrained mind is a source of chaos, doubt, fear, scarcity, and lack. Um, you guys don't have to give your thoughts on this, but what I am seeing at this time is that it's not just him. He ain't the only one that acts like that. He's not the only one that behaves in such a way. How did we even get in such a space with this behavior that we
Well,
now
well, well,
have to
well.
contend with?
Hey, Manny Mill, I say this, man. That go not just for him. That go for Loose Lip Cannon and all these other nobodies that be on the internet. You feel what I'm saying? These dudes wasn't street legends before the internet. You know what I'm saying? Dudes like us, we turned on them. We was legends, Malik and them. We was popular before the internet even came on. So these new dudes get on here, they gotta say some extraordinary stuff to be noticed. You know what I mean? Because if you weren't already hot before the internet, you gotta get up here and read your whole resume, do some foolishness to be noticed on the internet. And what's gonna happen? You'll be sitting in jail and gonna be watching your court trial go down. And people do the weirdest stuff just to be famous, bro. They don't understand they playing a death game. This ain't no music. This is a death game. And them same people, bro, they cannot walk to the grocery store nowhere. They can't go nowhere if their kids nowhere. Cause they talk that type of stuff, bro. And they don't want to get retaliated on with their family in the car. So what happened to them dudes? Them dudes get a whole lot of I leave you alone because I don't want to get caught up with whatever shit that you talking.
Yesterday, our beloved brother Cowboy
Oh, I
in
love it.
Cincinnati.
I
Here
loved
we
it.
go. Let's check him out. Here we go.
I loved it.
Hey, hey, Stowboy Blue, look.
Yeah, I removed the music because it was music. I didn't want to hear that music in there. But I just want everybody to see the film itself. Now, here's the guy. He's saying he boo boo, he this and that, and then he turns his back. Big mistake. Bah. You can't tell somebody they boo boo and garbage. That's the result of when you turn your back on somebody and do somebody that way
Lock the
and
door.
you show them disrespect. In a lot of countries, turning your back on a man and talking bad about him is like one of the highest disrespects.
Disrespect. Disrespect. Well, I'm glad they got knocked. See, karma come quick sometimes. Sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it come right there. See, again, you could clown somebody, like, disrespect, bro. I'm so frustrated, bro, when I see them posting Big U son over and over. And I get so frustrated about it. I say, you could post some shit, bro. The next time we post about your ass. Because you keep thinking it's going to be to somebody else's house, it's going to hit your house. Because you out there playing around with that like karma not real.
Well, don't lose no addresses, that's for sure.
And it don't have a timetable either. But when it happened, you going to know exactly where it come from. Because you running your trap, doing some stuff you ain't got no business, and karma came back and got you. You can tell your wife you don't know why it happened, but you know why it happened. You know what you did, and it's right there in your face.
All that right there, man, all that energy, man, the only problem with it is its self-hatred. It ain't nothing wrong with the energy. It's something wrong with the fact that it's pointed at the wrong people. So you're
Exactly.
misguided. You don't have a sense of direction of where to take your energy, right? So these brothers don't have an outlet. Even in what we talking about, I could associate that with the vision of the dry bones because they stand up an exceedingly great army, not a gang, not a clique, not a crew. Armies have protocols in place. Armies have directives, they have leadership, they have guidance, they have rules of conduct, they have accountability. When you become an army, right? You move from a militarized state of mind, right? You become a military to be an army, right?
But
I
fat
ain't
rat,
got no problem with the energy though. The energy
fat rat,
good.
fat rat,
Yeah,
fat rat.
yeah.
Remember this though, fat rat. When we had an army at the Rodney King verdict, and the army was displayed on national TV without the internet, the three strike law came and they took all our generals and captains from us.
We wasn't an army then, though. I understand your point, but we wasn't an army then. We didn't have any structure. We just stayed. That was we had a truce. We had a ceasefire, which brother Malik was instrumental in that. It was powerful, but it wasn't an army because had we formed an army following that, we wouldn't have these problems today.
What was it, Malik? You was there.
Well, in my humble opinion, the truce was a manifestation of the hell that we caught under the Jerry Curl Act,
Jerry Curl
He
Act.
back.
What? So I had an
1979.
S curl. Hold on, man.
Come on with the Jerry curl, man. He had one too.
Hey
Yeah, he
man,
had one
hey,
look,
hey man,
looking like.
Blue, Blue. That's probably why you bald head today using that
Yeah.
good bread oil.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
they say Malik looking like Ralph Tresvant, Mr. Telephone Man. There's something wrong with my life.
Hey,
Hey,
Blue. Hey, Malik. Blue was using that good bread oil.
hey, hey, he couldn't come out in the
but
daytime when it was hot.
hey man, hey, but you know something though, man? Sometimes, bro, Malik, I did the 30th anniversary of the game truce, right? At the park, right? Only one news media came, bro. They only show black people shooting and shouting, never loving and hugging, bro.
Let me tell
And
you what the
while other people never show us loving and hugging, they don't think this happening.
let me tell
Cause
you
they,
the
li-
rules.
cause they,
Let me
cause
tell
they
you the
trusted
rules
in
of
the
the
wrong
newsroom.
news network.
This how the newsroom work. If it bleeds, it leads.
Right.
First, they gonna put on a little shout girl with that dress because she catching you early in the morning, just sleeping with your girlfriend, and then they gonna show you a bloody story. So if it don't bleed, it's not a lead story. They'll put 10 minutes on a cat up a tree and a dog found on a cliff, and put a microsecond on a human being that's being murdered in the streets. You gotta understand how they go. They'll do 3 weeks of Nightline for one white child missing, and do 30 seconds on a milk carton for a child that's poor. Everything evolves around poverty. Everything has a poverty attachment to it. And like you just said, the things that you did see, one thing we got to keep in mind is that one, black men don't have to form an army. He is an army. Forming an army is for people who are not civilized.
Right,
We're an army for God, whether we know it or not.
right,
One black man's thoughts can change the world. He's done it many
right.
a times over. Look at the game of chess that was invented and mastered by brothers like Swanee. Look at the difference between a Negro and a civilized person, or perhaps a Caucasian, is a Negro whose mind is being controlled. See, he that controls your thinking controls your movement. So a Negro will sit, say, like in a park or on a beach, and he'll look at the moon.
What's worse, the nigga or the Negro? Are they one and the same?
They're both insidious diseases that's curable. So a nigger or a Negro will look at the moon
Put your
and say,
clothes on.
"Wow, that moon is beautiful." But
Okay.
then that white man or the intellectual giant, like the ones we have in our race, look up the moon and say, "Wow, I need to
Okay.
revisit it again." You see the difference?
Change
It's
your
a
clothes.
big difference. The white man is sitting look. We'll look at the sun and say it's hot. I'm gonna go in the house based on the indoctrination that we got in America. We don't have these powers no more. But we'll look at the sun and say it's hot. Where back in the past we'll look at the sun and say, how can we extrapolate nuclear power in order to fuel our existence here on Earth? So you have to take your mind and be able to accept that ability to use, what is it, 7.5 ounces of brain, and a woman got what? So many. That's why I tell
6.9,
brothers all the
white
time,
woman.
when you're dealing with a white man, and I'm quite sure, Rat, you may be able to bear witness to this. You take a white man and you take your right eye, and then you look into his left eye. Then you take your right eye, and then you look a white woman or an oppressor in the bridge of their nose, and they'll go right to sleep. Peacemaker.
You got to give me that precise on the bone, on the dry bones in the valley, man.
The dry
What you
bones
got
in
on
the
that?
valley, you know the dry bones in the valley is, and the stones that the builders rejected.
Shout out to
Come
Rock
on
Fresh.
now. Became the
That's
right
blue.
hand corner. Come on.
That's blue. That's you. That's male. I'm the longest standing non-affiliate in the United States of America. So I know a little bit about it. And no pun intended, but I done outworked everybody in this city
What do you mean?
with this gang shit. Pick one.
Skip
I've been in
Townsend.
Blue's neighborhood when the truth first happened.
Skip Townsend. Bo Taylor.
Those are all students, and I'm proud of them. Pick one. I'll wait.
Hey, I just threw two out there. I don't want to throw no more because
Hey,
I know where you was going with it. I just happened to throw them two
one
names
man
out
speaks
there.
for all men when he speaks the truth. And before we forget, God bless brother Bashir, Akil Bashir, I believe his name is.
Hmm.
He passed away. Pick,
Nah.
yeah.
Hey, hey, Malik,
Huh?
I keep a light on, I hold down Salt Park, the home of the gang troops.
That's what I just told him when they say who's the dry bones. That's you. That's Fat Rat. That's Mel. See, let me tell you what I done whispered. I done whispered in the ears of not gang members because I don't know too many of them. I know young people, but I done whispered in the ears
Somebody said
of
Malik said they students.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, Melly Mel. I'm telling you, when I first started with Unity One, bro, they sent me with him, man, to the meet, bro. Malik stood up, little dude stood up, man. I love it. He got to talking. My mouth was open like he got it. Wherever he
all
said,
praises due to
he
Allah.
said.
You see
Mel,
Ronald Green Jr. in there, brother Mel? You
Yeah,
see
I
you
see
see
him.
Ronald Green? Okay.
He said, "No, we need an army to organize strategy. We need generals and officers."
Yeah.
the Crips and Bloods is the military without a general. It's just that simple. And until somebody prepare them for war, because everything happens with a season. There's a season for peace, a season for war, and a season for BS. And until we stop BSing each other, jiving each other, stealing from one another, and really coming off like we just off the plantation, because our mindset is poison, but our heart is solid gold.
Well,
So
1978 and 79 was the elimination of most of the generals that we all grew to knew up. Mac Thomas, Raymond Washington, Stanley Tookie Williams. What's the other brother name? From Dibber Lanes. Peabody.
Free Peabody.
hey, Malik.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
hey, Malik. Hey, Daddy. That's Big Malik, Daddy. That's Malik, Daddy. That's my son Malik getting in football practice. That's Big Malik, Daddy. That
Little
y'all
Big
about the same
Malik,
height,
man.
but that's Big Malik.
Hey, little Big Malik, guess what? I'm, hey, black man, I'm finna hand you the torch. Here you go. There go the torch for you, little Malik. And your
Appreciate it,
father's
big
a
dog,
great
coming from you,
man.
man. Come on, man. Come on, get the practice. Hold on, man.
So
Hold
you
on.
know, there's that
Hey,
chant. I
I got
remember
those
this
kids
chant,
on
and
football
everybody was
practice, Belly
saying,
Mel. Doing my job as a big OG. Got the kids at football practice, making them feel safe in my community. Big homie on duty.
"Go ahead."
Oh, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Hold on, man. Hold on, y'all. Over here. You know what I mean? I'm out here in the corner of the league doing my job. Like I say, if every OG played their position and held down their community and made it popular to watch out for the kids in the park again, make it popular to go back to the grass and make sure that the other parents coming to the community don't feel threatened while they're trying to be parents. So, you know, again, if every OG stop letting the internet put a black eye on our name, because
That's what it's all about. And
Qualified
you know,
OGs
Mel,
only.
what you see right there,
sometimes an OG gotta be a chaperone through the jungle.
Mel, that
Yes,
is
sir.
what you call a true manifestation of an odds buzzman, Mr. Avalon. And you have to keep in mind that those children that you see there in blue, when I say that we was part of a structure, us united together to save black people and human beings, those are the seeds that you see running around that field now from the gang troops.
Tell Mal- Tell Malik that Renoko Rashidi got him beat. He was Stanley Tookie friend, Williams' best friend at the Washington High School. Rest in peace.
Yeah, Doc could build, man. Doc got some powerful books too.
There you do.
Hey,
Hey, look, man. Let me say this, man, because the
Daddy.
point about
I'm showing daddies, man. Hear me, big
the
dog.
point about a
Hold on.
military,
You see this
right?
fatherhood right here?
Yeah, that's
Huh?
good. That's
Huh?
good.
This is what I do, man. Make sure all these dudes come here and my community, man, feel safe, bro. Doing our job.
That's
Doing
right.
our job. At football practice, hanging outside. I ain't loaded. I ain't drunk. I ain't smoking no reefer. I'm from Avalon, and I make sure my community is safe, and all y'all welcome to be parents of my stuff. Come on over. Come on in. Because most of the time, the dude who call themselves that shot caller, they're nowhere in the community to be found.
What's
Shot,
your what's
hey, you can be the shot caller at the nightclub all you want to, but be the shot caller at the football practice. You could be the bouncer at the club. You could be the watchman at the dope spot. But come over here and watch these kids at practice.
and there we have it, your favorite uncle.
That's right. Avalon Blue, your favorite Uncle Foundation.
that's a
And
hard
the hook
act
is,
to follow
let me
right
holler
there,
at your
Mel.
nephew. You know what I mean? That's the hook. Let me holler at your nephew. Because again, the OGs told us right from wrong, bro, but we just didn't listen, man. We didn't listen, bro. And when we got older, and them same dudes who told them same old coaches, the same old homies who told us not to do that stuff, bro, we love them right now, bro, because they tried to tell us the right thing, bro. We just didn't listen. And we got old enough to respect their message. But it's time for the OGs to come outside, bro, and be accounted for. Stop letting these rappers.
They empathetic, man. They pretend like they never had nothing to do with it.
Homie, that's a no, so bro. And I say, listen here, homie, you over here, you know, I got some friends who in motorcycle clubs. I say, bro,
That's a
if
waste of time.
if I pull up and you barbecuing with some new friends, homie, I might tip off your barbecue pit and tell your new friends how you left your old friends. So here, you know what I mean? He ain't here for the long haul. He here for the season.
Lou, all I
But
can tell you is,
at the same token, Melly Mill, I had to understand the hood ain't the same for everybody.
No.
Meaning, some people had crack mamas and crack family when they come back to the hood, homies, like reliving that traumatization that they grew up under before they became adults, bro. They like, bro, if I come to the hood, bro, it's like I don't want my kids to see where I came from because my household wasn't like your household. My normal wasn't your normal. So it's like watching the Antoine Fisher story. Homie, if I go back, homie, I
Well,
got
he thought.
traumatized.
I think he believed he thought his name was nigga, right?
Yeah, all these years. So when they don't come to the hood, it's like, homie, cause my son got killed across the street from the park, bro. It's hard for me to come to the park. I'm like, so a lot of stuff that happened in the past that my community is traumatized over, bro. I got to take that into consideration why they don't come back. Cause when their best friend got killed in one corner, bro, it's kind of hard for them to come over here, bro, and ride by that spot. It's too much on their heart, bro. So if they can avoid that situation, they do. So I had to take consideration, homie. The hood don't mean the same for everybody. And everybody experience in the hood wasn't the same. So I had to respect that part too. And don't be too hard on my people, bro. And say, why you don't come back, bro? He's like, homie, coming back is like, there's too many scars, bro, there for me and my family personally. So, I don't want to relive that, bro. So I had to respect that too, though. I had to respect that, bro, because again, by being the first batch of dudes with crack parents, bro, everybody normal wasn't the same normal. So I had to respect that, bro.
If you if you went to sleep and a miracle happened, Blue, and you woke up, what would your life be, and what you want changed?
Blue, what up, my nigga? All it will be my mama. My mama was alive, and my daddy wasn't on crack, and all my friends who died before I got a chance to know what life was about, be back around. And I would love to tell my homies to their face, bro, I got your kids out here, bro, best I can, bro. I ain't gonna let you down, bro. I'm not gonna tell your kids that I'm your friend and okay them doing wrong, bro. But I am gonna tell them though, bro, in the perfect world, bro, that black men understand that we all we got, bro. We ain't got no friends. That we all we got, bro. And for everything that the black race did before me, bro, I apologize for that, bro, but don't have to keep going. At some point, it could be out with the old and in with the new, bro. So I'm just wishing everything in my life, bro, wish all race as a whole could turn the corner, bro, and say, hey, man, spin with us, get back in the trade, get your own business, hire your own homie, because if not, bro, we gonna be extinct. So that's my wish, bro. If I can wake up, bro, we get on the
What
same
it would be
page.
like for you, Fat Rat?
I can't do no dreaming, man. There's too much reality I gotta face.
Mhm.
I can't dream right now. I'm out of dreams,
But
man.
it's
You
a
know what I
part of
mean?
the human experience, whether you want it or not.
I don't want to. I don't literally, man. I mean, it's too much. So I'm gonna base my response on reality, right?
Okay.
Not what I'm dreaming about. Not what I'm
Okay.
dreaming about. But we have to develop what's called a teachability index, right? We have to be in a position to understand where everybody in the room is, right? And
Right.
then to be able to reach them where they are so that the principles that we need to relay are relayed in a universal language. We got to have that universal approach, right? So I pray for the day that we all have a universal approach to teaching, right? So that we can all, because we all have to get in a big ass classroom and learn, because there's too many things missing from our understanding of what it is that's transpiring and what we could do about it. Because we could actually put a game plan together and do something about this shit, man. We ain't got a dream. We could do some shit, right?
Yeah.
But it begins with a perspective. How do you see what you're looking at and what are you going to do about it? Not just the problem, but the solution to the problem.
Right.
Realistically, what do we, that's what I would dream. If I had
I
to
don't
dream
think
about it, I would dream about a teachability index for our
I don't
people so
think
that we
black
can reach
people
it.
as a whole, I don't think we all speak the same language because we have different ways of interpretation, different ways to conversation. And a lot of times People speak in terms that you don't, is just based on streets. And some people speak from an educational background. Some people speak from medical. We speak different, bro. But how do we structure something, a grammatical formulation of language to where we can all come together and understand one another better? I think that, because the kids talking dead homies and all that different stuff, we're talking the way we talk, right? Malik speaks the way he speaks, Blue speaks the way we speak. We seem to get along pretty good. But what is wrong with our kids that they can't do it? Malik?
Well, I believe that you have to speak to the people in the language in which they understand. If I had a solution to all the world's problems and went to China, and I couldn't demonstrate it physically, but yet I had to convey it linguistically, that shouldn't stop me. But yet that would be an opportunity for me to have to figure out a way to reach those people. But in my humble opinion, I truly believe that black people, the cream always rises to the top. You know what I'm saying? If you ever manufactured drugs, cooked PCP, made rocks in the microwave on the stove, the goop go to the bottom and the cocaine and the good stuff come to the top. And that's what happens with black people because pressure makes the best diamond so it can shed light in all directions. Me personally, I'll give you two scenarios in which I want really three. One, I've whispered this in the ear of many brothers that were not just what you call gang members, but I whispered in their ear. I said, "Brother, what you did as an individual in your ignorance is not on you. That's on the white man. That has nothing to
Solo
do with
Eyes is by Elvis Cleaver, not George Jackson.
in your ignorance is not on you. That's on the white man. So that if it's on the white man, go ahead.
No, I was telling you, Soul on Ice is by Elvis Cleaver, not George Jackson. We got a lot of feedback.
Who was that?
I was telling you, Soul on Ice is by Elvis Cleaver, not
That's
George
you.
Jackson. We got a lot of feedback. Who was that? That's you. What about now?
Better.
I think I might have I had my tablet on at the same time. I might have messed it up too.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Malik, you was going, you stopped.
Oh, basically, that's the reality of our situation in regards to how we're supposed to perform ourselves as a group of integrated people and deal with the fact that we will rise to the top because they have pushed everything on us that we could possibly come up with. These conversations are great and they're very essential for what we're trying to do. But on the contrary, our public and our audience of oppressed people are more solution based, more than argumentative or confrontational or debatable. Their thing is, where is the solutions? And that's why this show is important because it's solution based. And you can extrapolate from some of the conversations, some of the roads that you can take in order to get to a certain degree of being, sort of say, 90 degrees perpendicular in your life. So a lot of brothers that I've talked to, and believe me, I've talked to some that have had multiple homicides. And I tell them all the time, that's not on you. That's on Sherman Block, the governors of California, Daryl Gates, CIA to crack cocaine, and America bringing you here, stealing your sovereignty and your sanity, and then leaving you in poverty.
At one time, Daryl
See,
Gates was the biggest devil in Los Angeles.
right. And when you think about it, like you just said, to look retroactively as to what would you do differently. First of all, me personally, I never go backwards. This is forever forward, never backwards. That's what the BGF taught us. So when you forever forward, never backwards, then if I go backwards, it costs me more. But the route might be shorter if I keep going. Then I might die in the line of duty. So when you're dealing with this type of situation, you got to teach your people that first and foremost, you have active traumatic stress disorder, ATSD. because a soldier got PTSD. He can go get help at the Veterans Hospital. But every time one of the little youngsters hit the corner, like your brother just said, I can't come over there and participate with the kids because it gives him active traumatic stress disorder. He has flashbacks. These is all real situations. So if I can make anything back in my life, if I could go back, I would take all risks to keep my mother out of poverty. I'd have listened to every word she said out of her mouth. Because I can remember in the summertime, and the only time you got sick is at the end of the summer year. She gave you castor oil, or you can leave your mama house at 8
Hey,
in the
hey, not to
morning.
cut you off. Hey, Malik. Hey,
Yeah.
I love y'all. I gotta get this parent to jump in the parking lot. You know, an OG
Okay,
job is
do your
never
thing,
over.
Blue.
Hey, hey, I appreciate y'all, man. What y'all doing? The work we out here doing, man. We want to let the world know that we are not accepting our kids dying and going to jail. We want the world to know that we ain't all accepting it. We all trying to do our part, join the fight.
Your
Hey,
favorite uncle.
here go the torch, Blue, for you and Lil Malik.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Appreciate you, big dog. Hey, baby, baby. Hey,
Hey,
lock the door.
Lock the
What?
door, man.
Lock the door.
All right, shout out to Blue, man.
well, gentlemen, it's been a very productive and mentally exchanging situation as always. I think that we are talking at the level or the frequency that the people can accept in their vibrations. Nothing that we said is artificial. It came from the heart. We're not the one silver bullet for all, but we're just having a conversation based on the conversations that we have when you're not on camera facing the world. Mel, your show and your consistency is very essential, as well as fat rat, because your mindset is being tested to see if there's any flaws in your system. And if you got consistency, it's hard to find flaws. You
I
notice
understand, bro.
sometimes when they find flaws on a machine when one is dying, that means it's the end. It goes beep beep beep, then it drops. It don't go backwards to try to relive life. It go beep
Mm-hmm.
beep, beep, drop and then get up and go again. That's the black
Right.
man and woman and all the poor people of America. We beat, 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 we flatline, and then somehow or another the Most High bring us up and we beat, beat, beat back to where we're going. That's why you see all these kids with that emblem on their bodies and their year that they were born, just in case they get killed. So
Mm.
your show is essential. I've always enjoyed listening to you and Fat Rat converse, and for the listening public, especially the sisters out there, we got you, sis. Don't
Oh
trip.
yeah.
Nothing replace you.
I'm losing battery power, so we definitely got to get off there.
Yeah, man. Remember dry bones in the valley. Get that. Ezekiel. Dry bones in the
Okay,
valley.
got it.
Study it.
Deep
Got it.
conversations with God.
Peace to the gods.
Peace
Peace
to the
to the
God.
God. It's been a very great conversation. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for joining in. It's been I've been, man, I think these conversations are very necessary, so we're going to continue to have them. But I hope you guys enjoy your night. As for me, I'm Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman. Don't mind me, just watching, church moving, but you know the rest. Go ahead and lock that door, because what? We are gone.
Cali Finest, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products to the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that check with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking. And I don't talk about it. I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Shit go. Bricks for the low.
Lock the door, because we are gone.